Mom, can we write to the Easter Bunny the way we write to Santa? Mom, is the Easter Bunny a boy or a girl? Mom, what's the Easter Bunny's real name? Mom, is the Easter Bunny big or small? Mom, how come sometimes the Easter Bunny is shown with Easter eggs when the Easter Bunny brings us candy? Mom, where does the Easter Bunny live? Mom, how does the Easter Bunny come into the house? Does he come in through the front door? Does the Easter Bunny wear clothes? Is the Easter Bunny married? So when I became a mom, I had no idea how uneducated I was in all things Easter Bunny. When I became a mom, it only seems natural that Santa would come visit our house at Christmas, because when I was growing up, Santa always came down the chimney and left gifts under the Christmas tree. And since in our house we celebrate Christmas and Easter, it seems natural that Santa would come at Christmas and the Easter Bunny would come at Easter. But my friends, I did not know what I was signing up for, and I'll explain why. If you are a new parent or you're thinking about becoming a parent, let me warn you about some of the creatures who might be hiding behind the bushes, waiting for you to go to sleep so that they can stealthily come into your house and leave sugar for your kids while you're sleeping. In this video, I'll share with you how I got in over my head and where I draw the line. So when our kids were babies, we started off with Santa and the Easter Bunny, and that all seemed reasonable enough when they were little. My husband did ring the warning bell that the idea of a giant bunny coming to the house was not his cup of tea, but naively I brushed his warnings aside and invited the Easter Bunny to come at Easter. But as my kids got older, I began to realize that we had bought ourselves into decades of commitment. The first creature to catch me by surprise was the leprechaun. So when my daughter went to kindergarten, she realized that there were leprechauns who came to some of the classrooms, and that many of the kids in her class would set traps for the leprechaun. The leprechaun is different from other visitors in that you try to catch him rather than him coming to you. And every year we set a different trap, although we've never caught him. He does leave treats though. So what do we do with this trap? We actually had to ask Google what leprechauns eat because I was not well versed in leprechaun culinary tradition. What does a leprechaun have to do with St. Patrick's Day? I have a fact card here that belongs to my kids about St. Patrick. He was kidnapped by pirates as a teenager, and that's how he was brought to Ireland. Then he escaped several years later. Then he returned to Ireland. What any of this has to do with the leprechaun? Nothing. Maybe one of the pirates was a leprechaun. Then in December, there's St. Nicholas. You put your shoes outside your door, and St. Nicholas very nicely makes a pre-Christmas visit and leaves gifts for you in your shoes. I actually don't mind St. Nicholas coming. I think it's very cute that he thinks to make a visit early in December, but the one who really gets me is the Tooth Fairy. That Tooth Fairy is a busy lady. The Tooth Fairy comes for every baby tooth. I think each kid has 20 baby teeth. So with 5 kids in our house, that's 100 baby teeth. That means 100 visits from the Tooth Fairy. Not to mention that one of my children was born with a couple of extra teeth. So that's really more like 102 visits from the Tooth Fairy. It's like extra credit for lateral incisors. And after all this buildup, it turns out that sometimes your kids are afraid for these special people to visit them. And the one who can be the scariest of all is Santa. The idea that a grown man in a disguise would enter their house in the middle of the night, not through a designated entrance, to them, that is tantamount to a home invasion. A couple of my kids were even afraid to go outside to say hello to Santa when he came by on the fire truck. And as they get older, they get used to the idea, and it can become fun after a while. But where I really draw the line, and this is not going to be a popular opinion, where I really draw the line is the elf. We do not welcome an elf into our house. Although I know the elf moves himself at night, it's still a lot for mom to keep up with him and to have to clean up after him. So I'm not saying these things can't be fun. They can actually be really sweet and a lot of fun. I'm just saying you gotta know what you're signing up for. Going forward, we're going to be talking about so many things here. We're going to be talking about growing a family, raising a family, and life stuff in general. So please don't forget to subscribe and enjoy your families no matter how you celebrate.